Juan Mata has actually taken his time to speak to Manchester United's TV, where he talked a little bit about United's end of the season, and he gave a hint for the future that may give the fans some hopes, with the new coach that has been appointed, Erik ten Hag. But yes, let's go to his words. Mata, let's not forget that he just played, I think it was around 10 minutes when he replaced Marcus Rashford against Chelsea. His words for the upcoming 3 matches left of the season were, and I quote, a player can play good or bad. We can get good or bad results, but the fans want to see the players give out their everything and represent the club the best way possible. And that's what we have to do in the upcoming 3 matches, because the season is about to end. Like I said, it's all about pride, and we have to give the club everything they deserve from us. Now, like I said, United have 3 matches left. One is against Brentford at home, and the 2 last are away, one against Brighton and the other against Crystal Palace. And when it comes to the future, this is what he said, and I quote, I understand the frustration of the people this season, because I would be frustrated too with what happened. But we have to understand that we have an incredible future coming ahead, and I hope that with the changes being made, the fans can be happy. So yes, Mata throwing out some hints about Erik ten Hag. Mata as well, we can add him to the list of the people that believe in Erik ten Hag to actually change the course of the Red Devils once he takes over this summer. Manchester United, who have high hopes for next season under their new coach who's taking over, Erik ten Hag, will expect nothing less but to finish on the top 4 and at least make it to the Champions League. And they know that in order to do that, they will have to rebuild and re-strengthen up the squad. Now, one of the main positions in focus to rebuild and re-strengthen up is the left back side. Currently, there's Luke Shaw and Alex Telles who are playing there, and there's no surprise that there's, of course, unhappiness, both from the fans and you can say the coach, Ragnick. Currently, both players are not, up to the level that United want to aspire to. So therefore, there is a target. But first, it's very important to talk about Brandon Williams, the young left back who is on loan at Norwich City. I think on a video I uploaded a few days ago, I spoke about Brandon Williams' latest interview, where he mentioned that he wants to be a part of United's squad next season, and he wants to prove to Ten Hag that he actually deserves a spot in the starting 11. He said that he wants to fight for it, and he's willing to do everything. So it is very important to keep those words up in mind. But yes, now United have a name on the list to sign, to at least try and sign, and that is Marcos Acuna from Sevilla, the Argentinian left back who is currently 30 years old and has a contract that expires in 2025. Acuna is a very important pillar for Julen Lopetegui at Sevilla. But of course, if United want to sign him and come up with a good economical offer, I don't see Sevilla, of course, rejecting it. Marcos Acuna's transfer market value is 15 millions. At Everton, with everything that is going on, the bad news, the fight to not get relegated, players having talks with other clubs to leave, Frank Lampard was at least, he gave at least some good news, and that is the return of Yerry Mina. And I'm sure this is more than just good news, because with the return of Yerry Mina, this means more strength in the defense for their upcoming 6 finals, where they know that they can't afford to lose more points, lose more matches. So yes, they have their upcoming final coming against Chelsea. Then they face Leicester City, then it's Watford, then Brentford at home, then again Crystal Palace at home, and the last match will be against Arsenal at the Emirates Stadium. So Yerry Mina, with his availability against Chelsea, it will mean that he will be as well available for the other matches, unless, of course, something bad happens to him. But let's hope that Yerry Mina, the Colombian centre-back, can at least help his team, help Lampard, and Everton can be done with this nightmare. At Tottenham, good news not only for the fans but as well for Antonio Conte, because as reported, the club has made contact with the free agent this summer, the Argentinian Paulo Dybala. Let's not forget that Dybala back at 2019, I think, Pochettino himself wanted to sign him, but there was no chance as he was, had a contract already. He was very happy at Juventus, but now, 3 years later, everything has changed. Dybala will not sign a new contract and will leave, and that is official. So yes, Tottenham have already made contacts with him, and it looks like with a great offer, despite other interests from other Premier League clubs and Spanish clubs and other Italian clubs and even German clubs. Tottenham now wants to take the next step in this operation and finalize it, so they can wrap up the Argentinian. Do you imagine an attack with Son, Harry Kane and Dybala? Yeah, I think Conte would be very happy with that. But we're going to see now how this will end and where Dybala could finish. But yes, like mentioned, there has been contacts already now between Tottenham and Paulo Dybala. Manchester City beat Leeds United 4-0 and keep up the fight against Liverpool head-to-head for the Premier League title. Guardiola, like he said, and I quote, it's in our hands, meaning that they know that they can't fail because Liverpool are straight behind them with just 1 point different, like mentioned. And I think that with closing this Premier League title, it will be their 4th in 5 years, which is a huge accomplishment. But yes, Guardiola had nothing more but just words to praise his squad, and I quote where he said, "We responded so well, defended well. Aymeric, Ruben, Gundo were fantastic. Sterling was so aggressive. I tried to involve everyone, and they did really well." And when it comes to the stadium, the Ellen Road, Guardiola as well had nothing more but just good words for Leeds United, their supporters, and the stadium in general, where he said, and I quote, "Since I arrived in England, I heard about Ellen Road. Last year, it was behind closed doors. Today, I experienced it and why it's so special. Fighting to stay in the Premier League, singing, chanting, and how the people get behind them. Leeds United is one of the greatest teams in England, and I have sympathy for the fans. I said it today, it would be hard." So yes, City win 4-0 and better be prepared for the upcoming semi-final second leg at the Bernabeu against Real Madrid. Southampton lost 2-1 against Crystal Palace, a loss that left the coach very disappointed, and I can understand Hasenhuttl's disappointment or frustration, call it however you want, because this loss now drops them to the 15th position on the table, where a win could have taken them to the top half. But yes, Hasenhuttl's words were, and I quote, "It was a big chance today for making a big step forward. We had everything in our hands and then we gave it away in a simple way. It is simply very disappointing." I mean, you could even see that Hasenhuttl is not happy with the end of the season, this last matches that his team have been playing, because he said, and I quote again, "I think that we have definitely this season played better football than we are doing at the moment. That's for sure." So this shows you that Hasenhuttl is realizing that the team is not as focused or concentrated as they were before. He finished, his interview by saying that it's also the moment at the end of the season where it's about taking results. This was about when you are in the lead, defend proper and don't concede. We had the chance today and we gave it away in an easy way.